Good morning and welcome to Breakfast News on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor. Well, it is 4:30 a.m. in Berlin and it is going to be a crucial day as Prime Minister Narendra Modi will hold talks with German Chancellor Angela Merkel today. Yesterday, Prime Minister wooed investors from Germany and he promised a welcoming business environment in India. We'll get you all the details, but first up, the headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi inaugurates the India Pavilion at the Hanover Fair in Germany, ensures potential investors of huge business positives in India. High alert sounded in 10 Maoist-affected states on the back of 2 consecutive days of Naxal attacks in Chhattisgarh. Search operations underway after the truck burning incident on Sunday. Hillary Clinton formally declares 2016 Democratic presidential bid, launches campaign website telling Americans she wants to be their champion. And Sania Mirza becomes the first Indian woman to claim the #1 tennis doubles ranking after winning the Charleston WTA title with Martina Hingis. Let's begin with our top story. On the Germany leg of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit, soon after his meetings with business leaders on Sunday, the Prime Minister opened the Hanover Fair, the biggest technology event of its kind in the world. Once again, the Make in India lion promising ease of doing business in India and the pitch for greater investment was the central theme. Here is a report.
At the grand opening of the India Pavilion at the Hanover Fair, Prime Minister Modi's theme of wooing investors from Germany and the rest of the world continued into the evening. The event, officially hosted by partner country India, is based around 10 parallel trade fairs, all arranged around core themes of industrial automation and IT, energy and environmental engineering, and industry. The Make in India lion, symbolizing a readiness to welcome global industry into India, was a big focus. The pitch Prime Minister Modi took to the event.
The lions are a symbol of new India. They roar, but with a message of friendship and a promise of partnership from 1.25 billion people of India. This is also the message of 14 states, 120 CEOs and 350 companies from India participating in this fair. We are creating a stable economic environment that inspires confidence at home and abroad. We are pursuing strong official discipline, a fiscal discipline to do that. I know how much Chancellor Merkel will appreciate that point. We are creating...
Prime Minister Modi elaborated on his mission to open up India's economic potential to world industry gathered at the fair as he spoke of sweeping reforms, technological initiative and opening up to foreign investments in key areas like insurance, defense and railways. German Chancellor Angela Merkel also voiced the immense potential of the Germany-India trade relationship.
Ich freue mich heute bei der Eröffnung der diesjährigen Hannover Messe mit dabei zu sein. Die Hannover Messe als die wichtigste Industriemesse weltweit ist ja Jahr für Jahr spannend. In diesem Jahr ganz besonders. Indien ist das Partnerland und Indien wird mit einer Vielzahl von Ausstellern sich hier auch als Technologieführer.
Germany is India's largest trading partner in the EU and one of the top 10 global trading partners. More than 1,600 Indo-German collaborations and nearly 600 Indo-German ventures are currently in operation. Earlier on Sunday, Prime Minister Modi had assured top German business leaders of greater ease of doing business in India.
He did indicate that there is a monitoring mechanism in place for reviewing ease of business in India. He did indicate that he himself was keen on pursuing this, and he assured the business, German business, that they will see significant changes as time progresses.
Prime Minister Modi and German Chancellor Angela Merkel are to hold talks in Berlin on Monday on bilateral relations and issues of mutual interest. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha Television.
All right, let's get a perspective on this story. Mr. Sudhir T. Devre, who's a former diplomat, is joining us live in the studio today. Thank you so much, Mr. Devre, for joining us this morning on Rajya Sabha TV. Mr. Devre, we saw this is obviously Prime Minister Narendra Modi's first visit to the country as the Prime Minister. How do you look at this visit?
You know, economic diplomacy has played a very important role in pursuing our goals. In fact, foreign policy should be used for promoting economic development. And Prime Minister Modi is emphasizing it everywhere in the last 10 months. During his visits to a number of countries, he has made a big pitch for that.
Right.
And I think Germany probably is the most suitable country in this regard, because Germany is one country which has shared, or it has transferred technology to India over a very long period. In fact, more than 100 years.
Okay.
And therefore, to visit the Hanover Messe, which is again the world's largest industrial fair, it's a kind of a global marketplace where Prime Minister goes and he makes a strong pitch before the Chancellor of Germany, also the CEOs, not only from Germany, but from around the world, and explains in a very comprehensive manner India's economic policies, the market that India provides, the stability of our various decisions with respect to reforms. I think is a perfect kind of setting for pushing our economic goals. And from that point of view, I think this visit is really very, very useful.
Right. Obviously, you've mentioned about the trade here, but we've seen that wherever Prime Minister Narendra Modi goes, he makes a strong pitch for Make in India initiative. In fact, we just heard Narendra Modi there saying that lion is the symbol of new India. But beyond the theatrics, how much importance would you pay to Make in India initiative?
You see, from Make in India perspective again, as I said, Germany is a very appropriate country, because German-Indian collaborations now are more than 1,600, as was just now mentioned.
Yes.
Joint ventures, and they go back for a long time. And these are the areas in which India and Germany complement very, very well. For example, the German exports have been always of machinery, electrical equipment, chemicals, systems and so on, which India needs for building its infrastructure, building its industrialization. In the Make in India program, they fit in very well.
Okay.
And Indian exports also complement. In fact, in the now last 10 years, Indian investments in Germany have also gone up, particularly in the software sector.
Okay.
Even as the German investments continue to come in a big way. So I think we have a kind of a very good fit between Germany and India, and therefore Hanover Messe, you see, in Germany they have actually perfected this whole system. Each of the major cities of Germany has an industrial fair. As a Messe means fairground.
Okay.
Built with public sector, private sector, and also government help.
All right.
And in Hanover Messe, from my own experience I recall, is a huge one of the biggest ones. And for India to be a partner country, interacting with 10 fairs which are simultaneously taking place, and where top Germans always come, people from around the world come, and you can showcase India. And this was the place where Prime Minister spoke in very comprehensive terms of the economic reforms which are underway, the policies which have been outlined, and the efforts that we are making.
Right. Right. Also, if you look at the figures here, the exchange of goods and services between the two countries, in fact, we look at the last year's figure, it is 15.96 billion euros, which is a drop of close to $1.14 billion from the numbers that were registered in 2013. So what do you think really are the bottlenecks in the bilateral relations, trade relations between the two nations?
Well, the German economy was actually declining. The situation in Europe as a result of the financial crisis was not particularly good.
Okay.
I think that was one of the main factors why the overall trade was shrinking.
Okay.
But now that economy is picking up again. Indian economy is on the rise. In fact, we are now regarded to be one of the, if not the fastest economy in the world. And therefore, those bottlenecks should not be there anymore.
All right.
Well, there is one problem between India and the EU, not so much Germany, but Germany is the key player in Europe. That is the still pending FTA between India and the EU.
Okay.
And those are different issues, like the several issues such as the intellectual property, issue of the percentage of the
Right.
origin, you know. So I think environmental questions with respect to business, those need to be addressed. And I think we will have to come halfway between EU and Indian positions. They will also have to move forward, and we also, because I think it is
Right.
an important that India-EU FTA is signed as early as possible.
All right. So when Prime Minister Narendra Modi will meet Angela Merkel this evening, we are hoping that some of at least these differences will be ironed out. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us here and putting things in perspective for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, let's move on. Well, earlier Narendra Modi unveiled a bust of Mahatma Gandhi in Hanover. Modi said that Gandhi did not belong to a particular country or an era, but was a world leader who talked about coexistence with nature, non-violence and communal harmony much before the world confronted these challenges. He called the setting up the statue a subject of pride for residents of Hanover and Indians around the world.
विश्व दो संकटों से गुजर रहा है, एक आतंकवाद और दूसरा ग्लोबल वार्मिंग। पूरे विश्व को इसकी चिंता है, और अगर हम महात्मा गांधी की तरफ देखें तो इन दोनों समस्याओं का समाधान महात्मा गांधी के विचार में से मिलता है, उनके आदर्शों में से मिलता है। वे प्रकृति को प्रेम करते हैं।
All right, back home, 10 Maoist-affected states have been put on high alert after 2 consecutive days of attacks in Chhattisgarh. On Sunday, 24 hours after the deadly attack on the STF in Sukma, 17 vehicles were torched by the outlaws in Kanke district. Now, a search operation is underway. Here is more.
Within 24 hours of the Sukma attack, Maoists struck again in Chhattisgarh on Sunday. They allegedly torched 17 vehicles engaged in mining work in Kanke district. Police confirmed the incident and said no one was hurt in the attack. The incident comes a day after 7 Jawans lost their lives in an ambush in Sukma. In view of the attacks, security forces in 10 Naxal-affected states have been asked to maintain high alert. The NDA government assured all necessary assistance to the state to deal with the situation.
पहली बार इतनी बड़ी घटना हुई है कि एसटीएफ के जवान इतनी बड़ी संख्या में शहीद हुए, तो निश्चित रूप से बहुत टफ इलाका है, बहुत ही उनका इलाका है जिस इलाके में जाना दुस्साहस का काम होता है। वही काम एसटीएफ के जवान करते रहे हैं, हमेशा चुनौती देते रहे हैं।
However, opposition parties blame the Raman Singh government for failing to tackle the Maoist menace in the state.
इंसिडेंट्स देखते ऑफ माओइस्ट अटैक्स, उनमें बहुत तब्दीली करने की कोशिश हमारी सरकार ने किया था और उसमें कुछ हमें सफलताएं भी मिली थी, परंतु हम सबको साथ मिलकर इस समस्या को समाप्त करने की आवश्यकता है।
Although this is the duty of the state government, Chhattisgarh government, to provide necessary information, inputs and guidance to these armed forces, but they have always failed.
Meanwhile, bad weather and hostile terrain continues to hamper the evacuation process in Sukhma. Bodies of the Jawans killed in the attack remain at the site nearly 24 hours after the incident. The injured personnel are undergoing treatment at Raipur and Jagdalpur.
अभी तक जवानों के शव वापस नहीं लाए जा सके हैं। मैंने वहां कुछ वरिष्ठ अधिकारियों से संपर्क भी किया। खराब मौसम की वजह से ये कार्रवाई नहीं हो पा रही है।
7 Special Task Force personnel were killed and 11 others injured on Saturday when a group of about 300 Naxals ambushed them in the forests of Sukhma district. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
All right, we'll take a very short break here. Still to come, Saudi Arabia continues massive airstrikes against Houthi rebels in Yemen. No signs of a let-up in the hostilities. That and much more after a short break. Stay tuned.
सफेद सोना थी कपास, अब है किसानों के गले की फांस।
हम चर्चा कर रहे हैं देश में कपास किसानों की बदहाली की।
घटते दाम, बढ़ती लागत, मौसम की मार, किसान की हार। देश के कपास किसानों के संकट पर देखिए कपास किसानों की पीड़ा, सिर्फ राज्यसभा टीवी पर।
Welcome back after the break, and now let's take a look at what all is lined up for the day in our special segment, The Day Ahead. Australian Foreign Minister Julie Bishop will be in India for a 4-day visit. Bishop will attend the 10th Framework Dialogue between the two countries, along with the External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj. During the 4-day visit, she will hold talks with the Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar and will visit Chennai to inaugurate the Consulate General there. Visiting North Korean Foreign Minister Ri Soo-yong will meet External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj and Vice President Hamid Ansari today. During the meet, issues like North Korea's contentious nuclear program and concerns over the tension in the Korean peninsula are expected to figure. The meeting comes ahead of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Seoul next month. The Supreme Court will today hear the plea of farmers' organizations challenging the legality of the fresh promulgation of the Land Acquisition Ordinance. The farmers' organizations had filed a plea on Thursday, terming the re-promulgated Land Ordinance as unconstitutional. The petition was filed by Bharatiya Kisan Union, Gram Seva Samiti, Delhi Gramin Samaj and Chogma Vikas Awam. The Gujarat government is likely to notify rules for making voting mandatory in the state, as it is keen on making the voting compulsory before the polls in October. A committee formed by the government to frame rules has invited suggestions from the people by 18th of April before they recommend a set of rules. Well, on to international news now. Well, former US Secretary of State Hillary Clinton has formally entered the 2016 race for the White House in a bid to become the first woman US president. Clinton is the first Democratic candidate to confirm a run for the White House and is considered the front-runner to win the party's nomination. But the attacks from the Republicans have already begun. Take a look.
I'm getting ready to do something too. I'm running for president.
It's official. One of the best-known faces of American politics, Secretary of State, Senator and the First Lady, Hillary Clinton is looking to add one more job to her CV. President of the United States. After months of speculation, Hillary Clinton formally entered the 2016 race for the White House. She launched her campaign website on Sunday, telling Americans she wanted to be their champion. In a video on her website, Hillary speaks about her mission as a number of Americans talk about their hopes and aspirations.
She's an awesome woman with experience. She has that it that's going to make the difference. She's going to drive it home. Everything that Obama started, she's going to finish it. Home run choice for the United States.
I think so. She's worked very hard to get to where she's at. And I believe there should be a woman president. It's time already, and I'm very excited. I'm so happy.
Hillary Clinton went through 2 presidential campaigns with her husband in the 1990s, and she lost her own bid to Barack Obama in 2008. This time Hillary Clinton enters as the favorite among Democrats, while also polling far ahead of any potential Republican rival now on the scene. However, the Republicans have been unrelenting in their criticism of her, especially attacking her for her handling of a September 2012 attack on a US diplomatic compound in Benghazi, and over recent allegations that she had conducted government communications on a private email server.
We're ready for Hillary. We know exactly what to expect. Hillary Clinton represents the failed policies of the past. Does America want a third Obama term?
Hillary Clinton will spend the next few weeks building up grassroots support in the early Democratic primary states. She's expected to hold her first rally, officially kicking off her campaign in mid-May. Clinton has already had the backing of current President Barack Obama, who said on Saturday that she would make an excellent president. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Meanwhile, in Yemen, there seems to be no let-up in the chaos there as the Saudi airstrikes continue to target Houthi targets. On Sunday, airstrikes hit an airport in the Houthi stronghold of Sana'a, as well as areas in Shabwa, Sana'a, Taiz and Aden. Now, Saudi Arabia has spurned a call by Iran to draw back from Yemen while accusing it of meddling in the country's affairs. On Sunday, President Hadi appointed his former Prime Minister Khaled Bahaha as the new Vice President. Now, however, Houthis have denounced the appointment, saying that any decision pertaining to the country's politics should be decided upon through a dialogue. On the humanitarian front, the Red Cross sent a second plane load of urgent medical supplies. UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon said that he was concerned really by the fighting, and he also urged peace talks.
الصليب الأحمر أوصل إلى الآن 3 طائرات وصلوا إلى التنسيق مع الميليشيات الحوثية بحيث أنها تسمح بمرور هذه الأعمال وهذه الشحنات، والتنسيق معهم جاري لتسهيل أعمالهم عند تحركاتهم داخل صنعاء أو خارج صنعاء للتأكد أنها تصل للأشخاص والمستشفيات وللمحتاجين لها.
And time now for more international stories in World Wrap. Russia on Sunday evacuated more than 650 people from different areas in war-torn Yemen by air and sea route. A Russian Navy ship took 308 people earlier on Sunday, while around 350 people were later able to leave on 2 Russian planes. Russia has been evacuating its own and its also other citizens by air from the capital Sana'a and by sea from Aden since its consulate was hit on 29th of March. A car bomb targeting a police station in the Egyptian city of Al Arish in North Sinai killed at least 7 people and wounded 44 others on Sunday. In another attack in the Sinai Peninsula on the same day, a roadside bomb detonated by militants killed 6 soldiers and wounded 2 others as an armored military vehicle was targeted in the town of Sheikh Zuweid. Security forces in Bangladesh are on high alert for a possible backlash from the supporters of Jamaat-e-Islami leader Mohammed, who was executed on Saturday. Now, thousands of Bangladeshis poured onto the streets to applaud the execution of Jamaat-e-Islami leader Mohammed Kamaruzaman on charges of crimes against humanity during the 1971 war. The influential Jamaat-e-Islami leader was buried at his ancestral home in northern Sherpur. Now let's get you all the sporting action in Sports Beat. Sania Mirza created history by becoming the first Indian female tennis player to achieve the world #1 rank in doubles after clinching Family Circle Cup with Swiss partner Martina Hingis on Sunday. The top-seeded pair of Sania and Hingis defeated Case Delacqua of Australia and Daria Urak of Croatia 6-0, 6-4 to win their 3rd successive title. India defeated South Korea on penalties to win the bronze medal in Aslan Shah Cup. India took the lead in the match twice through Nicky Nethimaya and Satbir Singh. However, the Koreans managed to equalize minutes late of each goal. Goalkeeper Srijesh pulled off two crucial saves to help his team win in the penalties. Meanwhile, New Zealand took the title after beating Australia 3-1 on penalties in the final. Commonwealth Games gold medalist shooter Jeetu Rai won a bronze at the ISSF World Cup in Korea on Sunday. Jeetu Rai aggregated a total of 181.1 points to finish third. Now, this is Jeetu's seventh medal in international events following a run that started last June. Manchester United beat rivals Manchester City 4-2 at Old Trafford to go 4 points clear at the third place. City took an early lead through Aguero's goal, but United came back with strikes from Ashley Young, Fellaini, Juan Mata and Chris Smalling. Now, this was City's sixth loss in their last 8 games. They are now at the fourth spot with 61 points. That's all in this edition of Breakfast News. Thanks for watching and have a great day ahead.